Hello YouTube, I hope that this video finds you guys doing well. Honey, come say hi. I hope you guys don't mind, there may be sometimes a little puppy in my shoot because I'm currently looking after my brother's dog. Okay, so this week I wanted to talk to you guys about some of my favorite French TV shows, series, and films that I've been watching this month in the month of August, because as you guys know, I have really wanted to, I guess, keep up with my French, do a lot of listening to French to train my ear and keep it active ever since moving back to New Zealand, and it's winter over here at the moment. So at our house, I have instated what's called French Fridays, and at least on Fridays, we have to watch French films, French TV, French series, whatever. It's often more often than that, but it's a bare minimum once per week. And before I jump into what these actually are and some of my recommendations, some of you may be wondering, well, how am I actually watching French TV when I'm based in New Zealand? How am I streaming French TV shows, documentaries, accessing French films, and all of that kind of stuff? And what I'm doing is I'm using a VPN called HMA VPN. So a funny fact is that I actually used to use HMA way back when I was in high school. I went to an all-girls boarding school and it was very strict. We couldn't access sites like MySpace and Bebo and all of the sites that were cool back then, and we would actually use HMA to access these sites. Anyway, HMA are actually the sponsor of this video, which is awesome because that means that we've got a discount for you. So from what I understand, a VPN basically works by encrypting your internet connection and swapping out your IP address, which identifies your device with one of their IP addresses. And so you can't actually be identified and your location can't necessarily be identified either. And I guess there are sort of four main reasons people use VPNs. The first is that it's complete privacy, so there's no cookies, no data, no one can take the information from your browsing history and retarget you with ads or anything like that. Reason number two would really be because it secures public Wi-Fi networks. So if you have to connect to a public Wi-Fi, you're traveling, maybe you have to connect in a coffee shop or a hotel or anything like that, not very secure usually. And so what it does is it actually secures that, and so that you can do banking, you know, high security sort of level things without having to worry that your data is going to be hacked into. The third main reason is that it allows you to unblock restricted websites in your country or geographical zone. And the fourth main reason, which is the reason that I use it mostly, of course, is that you can access news sites, TV streaming sites from whatever country you want. So it's perfect if you're an expat or you're just like me and you want to learn another language, or you're fluent in another language and you just want to access the TV and materials from that other country. The cool thing about HMA VPN in particular is that it doesn't slow your browsing speed. It doesn't take ages and ages to load the video like other VPNs do. And that's because they actually have the most server locations out of any other VPN provider. So if you guys are interested in streaming from any other country, use the link in my description box below. It will take you to www.hidemyass.com and you'll be able to sign up for a free trial. And if you love it and you want to sign on for a 1-year subscription, you can use the code ROSIE to get 20% off. Anyway, all the details you need to know are down in the description box below if you guys are keen to use the same VPN that I'm using. With all that said and done, let's get into the French TV series and films that I have been watching this month. Okay, so in terms of French TV, so to get my hit of kind of news and current events, I watch a show called Quotidien with a really famous TV presenter in France called Yann Barthès, and it's actually on a channel called TMC, which is owned by a huge TV network over there called TF1. All the details I'm going to link down in my description box below so you guys can go and check it out. But basically it's just a really funny kind of daily news show. There's current events, politics, music, movies, like, you know, it feels quite young and fun. Great interviews with politicians, interviews with leading experts on certain topics that are kind of hot right now. You know, they get famous actors and actresses in, there's sometimes live music. It's quite a cool show. Now, in terms of the actual TV shows and documentaries and like other émissions, as they're called, I usually use the website France TV, and I have a few favorite channels. Usually France 2 is a really good channel. Basically, I just have a browse and look around what kind of shows I like the look of. You can choose from series, you can choose from documentaries, you can watch sport, you can do all sorts of stuff. And the awesome thing is that 9 times out of 10 on the replays, you have the French subtitles, which is awesome. So I watched a really cool documentary the other day on Tahiti, and what's cool is that you can watch the TV live en direct as if you are sitting there in your lounge in France, and that feels really cool for me as well. Okay, so moving on to the series that we've been binging lately, because yeah, it's winter and we've been able to, like, you know, it's dark in the evenings and we've been watching quite a lot of Netflix. One series that we are obsessed with at the moment is called Call My Agent. It's so, so good. I believe it's called 10% in French, so 10%, because it's talking about like the 10% cut that the agents get. So basically it's a talent agency and they manage big talents in France, so stars, celebrities, actors and actresses, and it's based in this workplace in Paris, and you've got, you know, obviously all the you know, intricate workplace relationships and everything happening, and you've got this really lovely sweet central character called Camille, who's arrived in Paris and kind of found her job there and is kind of finding her way in the world. The relationship between the people at the agency and the talents is so funny, and they're actually real stars who play the talent, like the talents play themselves. So you'll have very, very famous French actors and actresses playing in the series as if they're being managed by this agency. And so that's really good for your general knowledge as well, because sometimes I don't know who the person is, but you know that they're meant to be famous, and so I'll Google them, and it helps me to get to know more French household names, I guess, as well. Another series that I've been watching myself, which is maybe a little bit more chick flick girly kind of vibe, but it's called Plan Cœur, or The Hookup Plan. Yeah, and basically it's really cool and young and modern, and it's really good for colloquial French and really hearing French in the way that young people kind of talk between themselves, which is really cool. And it centers around this character called Elsa, and she's, you know, perpetually unlucky in love. She always chooses the wrong guy, she can never make it work, and her friends actually hire a male escort to pose as a school teacher and become her boyfriend, basically to restore her faith in love, restore her faith in relationships, restore her faith in dating and that kind of thing. That one's really fun. And the other thing that I've been kind of watching a little bit, if I'm not really feeling up to like complex French, is Tintin, or Les Aventures de Tintin. Because usually with the other series I have to watch them with French subtitles, or I mean I like to have them as a backup at least, so I can glance down if I didn't quite catch something. But with Tintin or Tintin, it's easy, you know, I don't even have to put the subtitles on, and yeah, it's just a little bit more simple and good for when you're feeling a bit lazy. Okay, so moving on to the films that I've seen this month, and I was watching all of these on Netflix. I guess my favorite one that I really loved was a film called He Even Has Your Eyes, or Il a déjà tes yeux in French. And basically it's a kind of drama comedy about a dark-skinned couple who adopt a white baby. It was just a funny play with the whole situation, because how often does the opposite occur, you know, a white couple adopting a black baby? But it goes through this couple and their journey, I guess, of adopting and getting this white baby, that being accepted in their family, that being accepted in society, that being accepted by the adoption agency, who are kind of like, oh, it's the first time this has ever happened. And yeah, it was just kind of an easy, feel-good, fun film, which I really liked. Another good film I watched was Et soudain tout le monde me manque. And this is quite a typical French film in that it just kind of focuses on a family at a random point in time of their lives, and there's a situation and it's kind of about dealing with that, and there's a little bit of, yeah, relationship dynamics and love and all that good kind of stuff. But the concept basically is that you've got two sisters in the family, and they're at very different points in their life, and one's kind of unlucky in love and not really in a relationship, and the other one's been desperately trying to conceive. Their whole world's kind of shaken up when their father, who's a very particular character, announces, who's like 60 years old or something, announces that he's about to become a father again with his girlfriend. So yeah, it's a good kind of easy watch, and yeah, a nice French film. Another really good French film that I've seen is The African Doctor, or the original title is Bienvenue à Marly-Gaumont, which means welcome to Marly-Gaumont, which is this town in the kind of northeastern part of France. But it's based on the true story of a doctor who was the only African male to graduate from medical school in his class in Paris, and then they moved to this, you know, rural small town area, and there's race relations, integration. It's kind of a comedy drama. It's very touching, but it's about the struggles as well of acceptance and I guess his journey to becoming a respected doctor in the area. And then I did watch one classic, which is Le Môme, which is based on the life of Edith Piaf, and it's definitely worth watching, not just because his story is incredible and it's a beautifully shot film, but because you can see the evolution of Paris as well, from the 20s to the 60s, and it's just quite, yeah, it's fascinating in many different respects, and it's a really big classic, so I definitely recommend watching that one as well. Cool guys, so that is what what I have been watching lately in terms of French TV series and films. If you have any recommendations for me, if you've seen anything good lately, please let me know down below. I'm always looking for recommendations that I can add to my French Fridays. And if you guys want this to be a kind of regular thing where I give you updates and recommendations on French series and films and stuff that I'm watching, let me know. Remember, if you guys want to use the HMA VPN to watch French TV, US TV, UK TV, New Zealand TV, whatever it is, if you want a VPN to be able to stream things and watch things as well, don't forget to click the link in my description below. It'll take you to their website where they will offer you a free trial. If you like what you see, if you enjoy using the product, you can sign up for a 1-year subscription. Already it's really reasonable in terms of pricing, but you can get a further 20% off using the code ROSIE until the end of October. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on the Not Even French channel. À bientôt!